So if you guys are watching, because you guys watch all the videos, I wanted to let you guys know I bought the MSD ignition kit. Today's Monday. I ordered it today. It will be here Wednesday, and I will be installing it Wednesday. You guys are watching this video Tuesday, but I will have a video up on Thursday as to the results of the ignition kit. Hopefully the car starts. And if you guys are here to watch an AEM wideband gauge be put into a Nissan 240SX, you guys came to the right place. Before we do that, want to let you guys know I do have Your Mom on Board stickers, drift rod stickers, this shirt, and this e-brake. Alright, so yeah, these e-brake extensions are on the website. I have square and round. All of that stuff is on the website, up on the website. So that is driftrod.com. Link will be down below in the description box. Go check it out. So let's begin. So it comes in this box with the gauge with the black face. I believe the black face was already installed. I opened this once. Has the plug back here. You open this up. Comes with the wire harness. This is... which harness is this for? Let me see. Okay, that is the harness that goes to your actual O2 sensor. Goes to that harness, and then it comes with the harness that feeds like power, all that good stuff. And then, and I believe you can actually wire that in to be like, to go into like a tuning computer. So I think you could wire that in so that way the computer knows the air-fuel ratio as well, obviously. And then it comes with the white face also and the silver bezel. Let's see what else is in here. Rubber band. Oh, this is like the bung to screw that into if your exhaust does not already have a bung for that. It gives you the welded ones, and it gives you some nice little crimp things for the wiring. And it comes with an instruction manual, but I mean, who needs that? That's what you're here for. No, but seriously, instructions are very helpful sometimes. So, just to give you guys a 2-second input on the instructions, really the most important and the only important page, if you semi-know what you're doing, is this page right here. So red, power. Very simple. You take this, red goes to power, black goes to ground, the white is analog output, and blue is serial output. Blue is for something specific, connects to, it's for data logging basically, and white goes to a tuner, I believe. So for my purposes, all I really need is the black and red. Black and red feed power to this. This sends info to this and tells me exactly what's going on right there. So personally, that's all I need. If you guys are doing something more extensive as far as plugging it into like per se an AEM standalone or something like that, you need to go to a different video. I'm sorry. For my uses, red and black. Power, ground. Very simple. I'm going to show you on the car. But there are still a few steps that you have to follow in order for the process to go smoothly and properly and not get messed up. And not mess up your brand new gauge. So first off, I hear people say this in every video that they work on electronics, and I hate it. But the last thing I need is one of your cars getting messed up and then you contact me and you're like, oh, you did this. So always disconnect the battery. I have it charging. Disconnect the battery. Negative is enough. I'm gonna disconnect the positive as well. Of course I have it on tight, but I'm gonna disconnect it now. Alright, so scratch that. What you're going to do first, before you disconnect the power, is you're going to find a switched ignition power wire. Meaning, power off, your gauge is off. Power on, your gauge is on. Switched ignition. So we're going to take our little doohickey, we're going to play around with some wires in there. Once I find one that has power, I'll let you guys know which wire it is that I used. You gotta love Nissan. They just did things right. So if you are not using your AC, actually, it doesn't really matter, but Nissan basically put, where is it? Nope. This plug right here. Oh, hold on, let me get you some light. So there's this plug right here, and this plug has all of like the power cables that comes in, plugs into this plug, which then to this plug here, which then disperses the power all throughout where it needs to go. The radio, AC, all that good stuff. It's just, they were thinking. They were thinking of the future drifters, tuners, whatever you guys want to call yourselves, like us. That makes me happy. So we could use that. I want to use that, but I feel like I'm going to use this in the future. This haggard mess here, someone actually had a power cable that they used for a radio already spliced, already open. I don't want to mess with this because this is cleaner. This is something that I'm going to be able to use in the future for tuning, for other gauges, stuff like that, to where I can have each individual wire go to each individual, you may not be able to see me, I don't know, to each individual gauge. That way each gauge has its own power, it reads better, all that kind of stuff. So for now I'm going to clean up this mess of a wiring that they had, and that power cable that they were already using, I'm going to trace it back and just use that. So I believe that goes to the radio, so it's ignition as well. So as per the instruction manual, which I read up on just to make sure that nothing's changed since the last time I installed one of these, I read up, you have to install the wires in a specific order, they said, even though the battery's disconnected. I don't understand. Positive, then the ground, and then you plug in your sensor. So when you go to plug in your sensor, this is something that I've heard, I don't know how true it is, but the very first time you turn on your sensor, you should do it in open air. So meaning turn on your sensor, it's out here in the open, and then screw it into the car, and then turn it on again. I don't know why they say to do it. I think it's to calibrate it, see what normal oxygen air feels like, and then put it into the enclosed environment. So I guess it makes sense. We're going to go ahead connect the positive. The negative we're going to connect right back here. There's a metal plate. This right here, I need to find the nut that goes there, but that right there goes to the chassis, and that's where you want to plug it in. You want to put your negative there. Also, just so you guys know, obviously you should solder your connections, tape them, do them well, make sure everything's good, that way you don't get a short, anything like that. But all I'm doing is just trying to show you guys where it is that I'm going to wire it to and whatnot. I'm going to go back now and I'm going to do all of that good stuff, and the thing is, my gauge isn't going right there. You know, I'm going to get a pod, I got to do things right, but this is just to show you guys how it works, what you do it, steps to take, stuff like that. So I got the positive connected, the ground I ran it right there to the transmission. Obviously back there is the way to go, like I showed you guys. And then, so once you have all that wired in, there's going to be these two sections. There's going to be the left side and the right side. You can kind of see the white right there. Left side, right side. The power and all that's going to go on the left side. Tab down and plug in. That's simple. So once that's plugged in, then you can take your other connector, oh hello, you could then take your other connector and plug it in on the other side. Once that's plugged in, you're going to plug in your O2 sensor. Okay, wanted to mention real fast, it is crazy how much cable AEM sends you. The gauge is right here, right? And it goes all the way in there, and it's plugged up over there with slack, and then all of this cable is all to run this, the sensor. Isn't that insane? Like, huge shout out to them. But anyway, so you plug in your positive and negative where I showed you guys. You got them plugged in here on the back with the small plug on the left, which is your power and all that, big plug on the right, which is your sensor. So you got your sensor, you're holding it. First things first, let's plug this in. Also, they send you the sensor with this wrapped. Isn't that really cool? They send it heat shielded already with all this stuff. It's just really good product, to be honest. So with your sensor in the air, let's see, I hope you guys can see that right there. You can go and cycle your key now. Oh, it's upside down. And that's what's gonna happen. It's not 14.7, that's for sure. I think it's just doing, it does like its little calibration stuff. Okay, so once it goes to that screen, then you're good to go. It did like its calibration and whatnot. So now we can go ahead and screw this in, and I'll show you guys where to do that. So then for me, since I'm doing a turbo setup, you guys can barely see it. Hold on. Little baby turbo down there. No, that's the wastegate controller right there. Little turbo down there. What I'm going to do is mine screws in right down here. There you go. Now that's secure, you're free to start your car and get it going. Sadly, I can't. My car lost spark. I have parts coming in on Wednesday. That's what I mentioned at the beginning of the video. But that is how you install your AEM wideband. As far as it goes into 240, it's super easy. Super easy. It's definitely something that everyone, I believe, should do whenever you go turbo or anything like that. Definitely helps with accurate tunability and stuff like that. Just it helps be safe, if that makes sense. Especially me, I'm going to be tuning this myself, so I'm doing just a regular Pexi AFC, something simple, but I'm not looking to push a lot of power. So for me, it's nice because I can dial it in to where it's a little bit rich, just to be on the safe side, so that way I don't have to deal with is it right on point and all that stuff. So like, trust me, good investment. I'm going to have a link down below to where I bought this. I got it on Amazon. It was here like the next day, and it was the cheapest actually, a price around. So I'm going to put the link down there. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for subscribing, those of you that did. And if you guys are new, please subscribe. I do videos like this all the time of not just installs. I drift, build cars. That motor actually, less than a month ago was completely torn apart in pieces, fully built, not fully built, like I didn't put pistons and all that, but fully refreshed. Got a bunch of stuff added to it and whatnot. So subscribe, you know, you guys will enjoy it. Anyways, I'll see you guys in the next video. Remember, keep it sideways.